Well, now, though, it's time for Media Watch, and Shona Bhattacharya is here with us in the studio. It's good to see you, Shona. And we're going to start out with what you've described as a cheeky web series by a French NGO. Tell us more.
That's right. Earlier this month, Médecins Sans Frontières, also known in English as Doctors Without Borders, refused the EU's yearly contributions, and that's up to 60 million euros that it's passing up on over the EU's migrant deal with Turkey. Now, MSF, as it's known, is strongly opposed to the policy that calls for settling one migrant in the EU in return for one migrant being settled in Turkey. And to call the EU out on its policies, MSF created a mini-series on the internet called Johnny Hunter, Migrant Hunter, about a guy and his gang and how they go looking for migrants. Let me see if I can pull this up here and have it play for you. It's quite cheeky, actually. MSF explains that Johnny Hunter is, in fact, the European Union and likens the character's violent expulsions of men, women, and children fleeing war and poverty to the actions of the EU itself. Now, the MSF doesn't stop there, however. It asks French President François Hollande to defend or not to defend those policies, and picking up on a hashtag made popular after the Charlie Hebdo attacks here in Paris. The hashtag this time is Je ne suis pas Johnny, that other one, of course, being Je suis Charlie, that one that went viral after those attacks.
All right. Now, let's talk about the Brexit vote. Now just 48 hours away, and the Out campaign, the Leave campaign, has been really dominated by immigration rhetoric that has got pretty nasty at times.
Right. So immigration is one of the many themes in the Brexit campaign. And across the Atlantic in the United States, a British man named John Oliver is one of the most popular comedians actually there. And he has a satirical news show. And John Oliver's topic this week was Brexit. He had some harsh words to say about those who support a Brexit. Let's take a little sliver of his 15-minute diatribe.
The EU is not perfect. It's large, confounding, and relentlessly bureaucratic. Think of it like Gerard Depardieu. It's an unwieldy European body that's a source of great bewilderment. But Britain leaving it would be a huge destabilising decision, so you would expect the Brexit camp to have some pretty solid arguments. Unfortunately, many of them are bullshit. One of the most popular involves the financial contributions that Britain makes to the EU.
We've got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to take back control in this country of huge sums of money that we send every year to Brussels, about £350 million a week. We do not control.
That is former London Mayor Boris Johnson, a man with both the look and the economic insight of Bam Bam from the Flintstones.
Harsh words there, of course, for Boris Johnson, London's former mayor, as well as, of course, Gérard Depardieu. What's ironic, of course, is that Oliver's diatribe in favor of a Remain vote won't air in the UK until after the referendum. Normally, his show gets aired on Monday nights.
Or watch
and here it's going to be, this week it's going to be aired at 10 o'clock, 10 minutes after the vote poll stations close.
I think that's called closing the stable door after the horse has bolted. But anyway, let's end in the United States, where you've just taken us, Shona. Online reactions to a vote in the US Senate to not change gun control, but to keep it as it is.
Yeah, I mean, it might come as a surprise, right? After 49 people were killed in Orlando just 10 days ago. A lot of outrage on social media after the 4 vote proposals were shot down in the Senate to restrict gun ownership. The White House was really hoping for a no-fly, no-buy vote, telling senators that they had, quote, failed the American people by not pushing the measures through. This comes, of course, after the worst mass shooting in modern U.S. history. A lot of politicians were heard offering prayers and hopes for the victims and their families, but as this Twitter user points out, they're not very helpful if you're looking for change. Hopes and prayers work great as birth control method. Well, obviously they don't, and they're equally effective as gun control methods. This user as well making fun of Obama's pens that will likely never sign a gun control bill. It's clear Obama is in favor of gun control, but without Congress, he can't do much. I was mentioning outrage on social media, but that actually goes both ways. A lot of people are really angry at President Obama because they think that he's trying to restrict their freedom to own a gun. This one last cartoon, we'll see him sobbing about guns, and then blowing his nose to console himself into a copy of the Constitution, of course, a reference to the Second Amendment that reportedly gives all Americans the right to bear arms.
Yeah, it's a pretty thorny topic in the US, that one, isn't it? Shona, thank you very much indeed. Shona Bhattacharya there with Media Watch.